Hey everyone. I know it's been a while since I've done a video and it's probably not the best lighting and situation in here, but I retreated to my room where it's quiet for a while anyway. We'll see how long it stays quiet, and using the desktop computer for the video. But I just wanted to share a little bit with y'all. I know it's been a while since I've been on here. I've had a lot going on, health wise and just some other things, but all is well. And so far the tests are coming back good. I've got 2 more tests to go next week. And, but we are believing that everything's going to be well. And we're going to get some results about my shoulder issue and praying that it's nothing too big that can't be taken care of very easily. Nothing, requiring surgery and things like that. So just wanted to share that with you. A few more things I wanted to share with you is I just wanted to really just kind of just talk from the heart a little bit, and some of the things that I've been dealing with have been kind of, personal things, emotional things, and just trying to find my place, so to speak. And one of the things that I've been really struggling with, honestly, is, it has been finding my place at church and feeling like I actually belong, that I'm not just there just, because whatever, but really feeling like I belong, feel like I'm a part, and just feeling like trying to find my place. And I know that I serve in various areas, but I don't particularly feel like I belong a lot of times, and I'm just there and I'm serving, and it's good that I'm serving, it's good that I'm helping out. But I wonder sometimes, is it, is am I supposed to be there? Is that where, God really has for me to be? Should I be somewhere where I feel more accepted, where I feel more comfortable? And don't get me wrong, everyone at church is really loving and kind, for the most part, but I just haven't really ever felt like I belong. Like, I work hard to try to make it feel like family, or at least I used to when I first got there. I worked really hard to try to make it feel like family. I worked hard to try to feel like I fit in. And after a while, I thought, why am I doing this? Like, I shouldn't have to work hard to feel like I belong or to feel like I fit in. And so I kind of just stepped back and continued to serve, but not with the excitement and energy that I did when I first got there. And I kind of just like was like, okay, I'm here, and I've been here, for a while now, and it'll be actually 2 years, coming up on 2 years, in August. And so why am I struggling? Why am I working so hard? And there was times when I was like, I, told my husband, I'm just gonna take some time off, and I'm just gonna, sit back and just see what happens and see what God has for us and where he leads us. And he's always supportive, and he's always, said, okay, and because he sees me struggling and he knows my struggles. And so a lot of times he'll say, okay, I understand. And, just do what you think you need to do, because I'm with you. And I, so I completely step back. Not completely, like I said, I still serve in areas, but it just wasn't, as enjoyable, I guess I could say. I should say it wasn't, I was doing it, but I was doing it out of obligation rather than really wanting to do it. And it was a struggle. And so it wasn't really, I mean, we went on our little vacation a couple weeks ago, and I really just had to just take some time and reflect and say, okay, God, I just want to take this time to hear from you and see what you have, in store for us, see where you're leading, or us to, or what you're leading me to. And so, in that time, God showed me some things, and he spoke to me. And one of the things that God showed me, and it kind of, it's funny, goes with a little bit of what was said today, but one of the things that God showed me was, he said, you keep saying that you don't feel like you belong, and you don't, have the friendships there that, you used to have at other places, and you don't, feel like it's, where you're supposed to be. But what are you bringing to the table? I know that you serve, I know that you help in these, in these areas, but what are you bringing to the table as far as feeling like you fit in? What are you bringing to the table as far as, as far as friendships are concerned? Are you reaching out to anyone yourself? Are you befriending anyone? What are you bringing to the table? And so, I really had to, think about that and say, God, you're right. I'm not bringing these things to the table. I'm not doing things that need to be done. I'm not reaching out to somebody, I'm expecting them to reach out to me, but I'm not doing it myself for them. And so, those were things that I had to really, check myself on. And yeah, when I'm in the church building, I do. And I talk to people, but outside go ahead. Outside of the building, I really don't. There's not much that I do, or not too many people that I have contact with. I will, reply to them if they talk to me, but I don't make the first move and talk to them. So those were some things that God really checked me on, and I said, okay. But at the same time, I was still in my little funk. I was still in my, but it shouldn't be so hard. I shouldn't, feel like I'm intruding when I walk up to people that are having a conversation. I shouldn't feel like I'm like I have to be somebody different to fit in. And so those were some things that I was still struggling with. And at the same time, I knew that I had to do more. I had to invest more. And that was the main thing I think that God said is, what are you investing? And he didn't mean like financially, what are you investing? But like, what was I investing, in the, yes. What am I investing in the church? What am I investing in the relationships? What am I investing? And so, yeah, I invest some time here and there, but like, again, it was for a long time. It's been out of obligation. It's not been out of a heart to serve. It's not been out of a heart to be there with my church family. It's not been out of a heart of serving God. It's just been out of a heart of obligation. And so that was something that I really had to deal with and and work on. And so, I finally said, God, I'm just gonna allow you to do this work in me, and I'm gonna allow you to do this because I can't do this on my own, and I really, really need you to help me get through this. And I really feel like I really had a breakthrough this past week because we had last Sunday we were in the toddler room, and it wasn't, when I got there, it honestly, this time was not out of an obligation. It was out of a heart to serve and to be there and to help, and I felt a little freer than I had in the past. And so then some other things that went on during the week, that God just automatically was like, here is this and here is that. And so I dove into some things that honestly a couple months ago I would have looked at and said, I'm not doing it, let them handle it. And but immediately it was like, and it was an excitement, and I was excited to do it, and I was excited to be there and be a part. And I didn't worry about, well, am I gonna be standing here by myself, or am I gonna have somebody to talk to? I didn't even worry about that because I was like, what, I'm here, this is what God showed me this and said, this is what you need to do, this is where you need to be. And so I was obedient to come, and so it's going to be okay. And honestly, like, I pretty much was never by myself the whole time. And that was something that used to bother me because honestly, a lot of times I was by myself. A lot of times I'd be sitting there by myself, or just me and my kids by ourselves, and like everybody else around us talking. And I'd kind of be like, should I go talk, or, what should I do? Should I just stay here? And so that was, always an issue, but, and it shouldn't be, even if we're sitting there alone, it's okay, and that was just something that I had to get a hold of and get a grip of, that it's okay. People don't have to talk to me all the time. It's okay. That doesn't mean that they dislike me. That doesn't mean that they don't love me. It doesn't mean that they don't want me there. It's just, there's a time, there's sometimes people are busy, and I used to be guilty of it myself. So I know that, that sometimes you fly by somebody and you don't realize that they're sitting there, or you think you spoke to them, but you didn't. But it's okay. And so those are just some things that I had to really, really work through. And then today was just, wow. It started off really bad. It started off really bad. I reset the alarm and should not have. And so I was running like crazy to get out of here. I'm supposed to leave the house at 8:15. Didn't even pull up the driveway till like 8:35, and just running. And there was some stress and some attitude. And so I was trying to like keep peace and not have little arguments before church that didn't need to be. And it was just really stressful and rough, but we got through it. And I got there, and running a little bit late, but everything worked out, and God just really, really showed up today. And even after church, I came home, and a friend of mine was doing a revival service so he lives like about 2.5 hours from here. So him and his wife. So I watch their service sometimes. And so I watched the revival service, and it was just such a blessing. And, when you can sit here and watch, people, singing and praising God and things like, and sit in your house and like wipe the tears and cry because, the Spirit of God is just so strong. And it was just such a sweet thing to see and be a part of. And so that just really, kind of like was the icing on the cake for me today. And I know everything's not going to be perfect. And I know that there are going to be times I'm still going to have to fight this. And I'm still, going to be struggling and thinking, okay, Lord, but for now, I know what God is showing me and what God is saying. And, I don't know down the road, what his plan is, but he does. And, I'm willing to listen and follow what his plans are for us. And so I know also though that there are things that Albert and I have I guess I should say walked away from, given up, that God did not want us to. And so I know that we are also going to have to step out and start doing more ministry wise outside of the church that we attend. And because I know that the gifts that we have are not to be squashed and not used. So I know that there are opportunities out there, and that God will open those doors. And we've already kind of been given a few opportunities, but we didn't jump on them. We didn't take them. But we, need to start doing that in the future and following what God has for us to do. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with you because I know that I'm probably not the only one that deals with these things and that has these thoughts. And so I just wanted to share that with y'all. And I hope that you guys have a great week. Tomorrow, the dog groomer is coming, the mobile groomer is coming to the house to groom Kobe. Yay. And then we're going to get some schoolwork done. End of the year testing will start tomorrow. The kids are not excited about that, but it is what it is. And I will more than likely try, Tuesday. I'll shoot for Tuesday to post another video. It's gonna be a hot Tuesday. I was gonna say I'll post one from outside from the greenhouse and garden area. We'll see how hot it gets. And then Wednesday night I'll be at church. So anyway, have a great night. I apologize for the way my head is in this thing. I tried to adjust the desktop thing and I couldn't do it. The only way I could get it higher, like I could have, I guess, like sat on something to make myself higher, but I didn't. Anyway, have a great, you can go through. Go ahead. Children, have a great night. Wow.